I just know you guys are going to read this title and be like, there is no way you did this. Now, I said in one video, I don't know if I still have it up, but I said in a video that there are times I will encounter people that do very questionable shit in anything illegal, and sometimes it's either a hacker, pedophile, zoophile, or anyone that I have met. Now, when I find out that someone I used to be friends with had done something so bad that I wasn't even aware of, I will get so mad and just flat out go berserk on that creepy ass person to make them suffer. And there was this one person I used to be friends with, is who I'm going to be talking about in this video. Before we begin this video, I just want to clarify that this will be the only time I mention about stories like this. Now, I did make videos about creeps and other situations before, but since then I stopped really talking about those because it's something I've been trying to force myself to forget all of that because of how bad they were and how it damaged me. But anyway, let's get into the story. So this story time takes place years ago, and it was before I started YouTube and I was still in high school. I was at home and it was late at night, and I was very tired because it had been a long day of me finishing my homework. Plus, I was under a lot of stress because someone else had upset me, but I'm not really going to get into that. So, as I'm just sitting on my bed watching TV, I get a notification on my old tablet that I used to have, and it was from Wattpad. And I click on the notification to where it took me to my message board on my old account, and I see someone commented on my board saying to me, "Hey, this guy is a child predator." She did say his name, and I'm going to call this guy Ken for the sake of this video. And I ask her for proof because I don't want to just rush into cancel culture without evidence. Plus, in order for me to believe someone, they need to send video or screenshot evidence of someone committing a crime or doing something like making up lies. I can't go by what someone says by them just talking shit about them and they don't show no video or screenshot proof. You need to send me proof in order for me to believe you. So when I ask her for proof, she sends me this book in DMs and I read it, and sure enough, there was a lot of evidence against this guy. Plus, I remember seeing this guy once before all this, and he didn't seem like a problem to me. But then he ended up disappearing and I haven't seen him since then. So yeah. And now when I read this, I was fucking angry. Like something in me just snapped and I was already under a lot of anger trying to calm myself down. But just reading that Ken was grooming minors, even behind my back without me knowing, that really broke me and just pushed me over the edge. So after I closed the book, I just decided to DM this fucking idiot and yell at him. And he replies back saying, "Dude, calm down. I didn't think you were still on here." And I said to him, "I will always be on here, you dumb fuck." And I also asked him why he disappeared that one time. And he says that his ex-friends found out about him and his girlfriend. And he also told this lie about me that made some people block me without question. And that just made me really angry. My anger was boiling at a high rate. And so I said to him, "So what you're telling me is that while I used to be friends with you, you were doing all this disgusting shit behind my back because you thought I would tell people, or just framed me?" And he says both. And I just started yelling at him and calling him all kinds of shit. I always fucking knew that there was something wrong with Ken, but I never caught on to it until now. So as I'm talking to Ken, his fucking girlfriend messages me and says, "Leave him alone." So my guess is that he told his girlfriend, which I'm going to call her Jessica, some lie about me that I'm harassing him, and she came here to defend him, which was the biggest mistake she ever made. And as I tried to explain to her to leave him and why he is dangerous, she just wouldn't listen. She just kept insulting me and saying that Ken promised her that he would take her to live with him someday, and I just got to a point where I knew nothing I said to her would make her realize how bad Ken is. So I did the unthinkable and just ignored both of them. And if you thought that was the end of it, well, let me tell you what happened the next day after that. So the next day I'm in my room finishing up my homework, which was science, the only subject I hated the most. And halfway through finishing it, my tablet goes off and I see I got this message from that person that told me about Ken. And she says, "Hey, you want to come and talk to me on how we can make Ken leave?" And I replied to her, yes. And she asked me to get this app, and I won't tell you what the app was, but it was basically something I used to use once to make calls and text messages, and that app is no longer around. So I downloaded it, I made an account, and I added her, which I will call her Sam. So me and Sam talked about Ken and Jessica, just trying to figure out a way how we can get Ken off the internet, but we were gonna do it quietly and not have people ruin the plan. And I brainstormed a lot of ideas because what Ken did to me and the others made me want to get revenge on him. I didn't care how far I went with it, and I just wanted him gone. So I had a mindset where I wanted him dead. But Sam, she had a better idea on how we can scare him into leaving. So she says, well, here's what we're gonna do. I have this friend who got his IP and we're planning to send all the evidence to the police. What we are going to do is that me and you are going to pretend to be hackers, and we're gonna threaten him that if he doesn't leave, we will send it to the police. I don't care what threats you make. It can be death threats or anything. Just be creative with it. So basically she was giving me permission to go crazy on Ken. So I'm like, okay, we'll do that. And we begin to make alternate accounts, and we put in the profile picture of a hacker that had that vendetta mask. And the first thing I did was message Ken and tell him that me and a friend wanted to speak with him. He didn't reply, and then I said to him, reply to this or your information goes everywhere. And he soon replies and says, okay, fine, where should we talk? And I told him, and he agrees and adds me and Sam on that app. So we added him to a call, and we used voice changers just so he doesn't know it's us. And I said to him, we know what you did. And he's like, what did I do? And then Sam tells him, and he just stayed silent and didn't say a word. He knew he was caught. So I say to him, you are a fucking sicko and you need to be in fucking jail. And then he says, you both are just straight up harassing me. There's nothing illegal about me and Jessica dating. And then he shares a screenshot of something he looked up on Google just to try and justify his actions. Like, this is a classic move that any pedo or fucking zoophile would do when they want to try and prove they are in the right. But this guy just exposed himself because Sam told me she was recording all this, and once he said that and sent that screenshot, it was all she needed. And then Ken follows up with, oh, age is just a number. Like, what? No, just no. So after all this, I decided to scare him, and I came up with the best way possible. I won't tell you what the threat was, but it was pretty fucked up that it literally terrified him to where he was like, okay, I'll leave and never come back. Just please don't kill me. And he just ends up leaving the call and deleted all his accounts. Now we had to deal with his ex-girlfriend. So we invited her to the call, and before one of us could even say anything, this girl just started screaming at us. She called us all kinds of shit, threatened us, and even said to me that I hope I get cancer and I die from it. Of all the things, you had to wish I get a disease and I end up dying from it. Who the fuck says that? So Jessica ends up leaving the call and blocked me and Sam on everything. So yeah, nothing we said could get through her head, and at the end of the day, we managed to get rid of a pedo. I later found out the next day that Sam got in contact with Jessica's parents, telling them what their daughter was doing, and Jessica was never seen again. I guess she got grounded and now is being monitored by her family, and they probably tracked down Ken and he's probably in a jail cell somewhere. Hopefully he is. So that was the story of how I got revenge against the pedophile and how he ended up leaving everything. I will say that this will be the only time I ever make a story about a sensitive topic such as this, because I have a lot of stories that involve encountering these types of people I deal with that I never shared with anyone. I tend to make certain choices that could be either bad or sometimes positive, depending on the situations. I wasn't sure if I wanted to tell this story. There are some stories that I will tell you guys about, and there are some stories that I really don't want to share, and I prefer to keep them behind closed doors due to how bad and serious they are. Especially if they are too extreme. If you want to hear more stories like this, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.